Right. And, and back to those folks that say, I don't have time or it's not my job. When I get with those people, a lot of times I'll just pull them aside and I'll say, hey, how many students we got here in wheelchairs? I want you to think about this. If that kid had an opportunity to get out of that wheelchair and have a good attitude and do your job, do you think they would do it? Absolutely, they would.
Oh, absolutely, in a heartbeat.
Yeah, and feel fortunate that you're not carrying an oxygen tank around with you to go somewhere. And and kind of another angle to go with this whole thing is back to doing this for a long time. It's just a job. I've been doing this for 30 years. This industry is a lot different than it was almost 30 years ago when I first got in it. There was no such thing as an auto scrubber. And then even when they did come out, they still weren't near as good as they are today.
Oh man, I can remember pushing those heavy things. They didn't even have power drive. You had to push them.
That's right. And then, people laying floor finish, this is an attitude thing. Are you going to, really get that floor prepared to lay finish, or are you just going to throw some wax down and make a shiny, dirty floor and have paper clips in it and everything else? So,
Michael, as you're talking about this, and this just came to my mind, it's a live show, folks, and when it hits my mind, it's got to come out of my mouth. But I went to, and we had a class down in Lakeland, and this gentleman showed up, and he kept holding one arm under his coat and everything, and I couldn't figure out at first. And then I figured out that he had a prosthetic on. And when we went to working with the floor machine and doing the floor, he says, you know what? I think you're finally showing me that there's something I can do with one arm. And it was so great to see him being able to work with this. He had a physical disability. He wanted to do the work, and he just needed somebody to understand that and work with him. And I don't know, as an instructor, it just gave me a good sense and a feel. But I felt like how lucky I am that I don't have to deal with that every day.